Good morning. Happy Monday for your Monday morning with Corey. So that's who I am. I'm Corey. Good morning for your coaching call. I'm just making sure that we are ready. We're in here. It's going. Drop me a hello in the comments. Let me know that you're here and you're excited to be here. You guys, today I'm going to be talking about imposter syndrome. If you have this, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, stick around because I'm going to teach you what it is, because maybe it is something that is holding you back. And I'm going to show you one simple mindset shift that you can implement today that's totally going to change the trajectory. Tough word this morning. You're going to change the trajectory of your life, which will allow you to grow your business. So kudos to that. So drop me a hello as you come in. Tell me where you are watching from, and let's get this party started. Good morning, Idiana. Good morning. All right. Good morning. All right, Susan's trying to find us. She's got to just message. How's everybody doing? Did you guys have a good weekend? Who's ready for some imposter syndrome? Okay, you guys, this topic has been something I have revisited over and over again for my coaching clients, and I see it come up so much. I'm going to share some personal things. I also understand the struggle because I went through it too. Totally went through this same thing too. So I'll share a little bit about that. He had a busy weekend. All right, so here we are. This way I can catch the comments, hopefully. Okay. Hello. Who's saying hello? Hey, Susan, you found us. Cool. Okay. So I'll talk to you guys about imposter syndrome, right? And this is such a big, it's like a big anchor. I don't know. I just imagine this humongous cruise ship and those massive anchors that they have on those huge cruise ships. That's what imposter syndrome is, because imposter syndrome is something that you're feeling, you're thinking internally, like it's all up here. And it's like that weight, that great big anchor just drops into the ground wherever you are, and it just holds you there. It's like stuck. I'm so stuck. And then what do? You stay in that vicious cycle. So if you're saying things to yourself like, oh, I want to be able to do this, but I'm not ready yet. I want to be able to do this, but I don't know this thing yet. If you're thinking all of that stuff, that is imposter syndrome. Like totally. So if you've ever thought, hey, I'm not good enough, I don't know enough yet, I have to study this, there's no way I could teach it, like who would ever want to learn from me, any of those things, any of those statements, if you have made any of those statements, this is imposter syndrome. Hey, Angela, got some Californians and Florida. We're covering the country here. So drop some comments down below and tell me if you ever felt those things before, or have you thought those things before? You guys, I'm going to encourage you and love on you to drop some comments, because here's the thing. This is such an important topic. So many people need to hear about it. And your comments help boost that so other people can see it. And the more people that we can help with this, we're going to change lives this week. So we're going to partner together and change lives just by commenting down below. All right? This is how fun it is. I want to change all of your lives with this. So if you have ever thought, I'm not good enough, who would ever want to learn from me? I can't do that. Even if you've added my favorite word yet to any of those statements, I don't know it, I have to study, I have to get a certification, I can't do this yet. If you've thought any of those things, drop them down in the comments and let me know what it is that you have thought before. Idiana says she's felt that way before. What specifically? Let me know what specifically, because I'm going to gear this free training for you. So I'm helping you grow, as I'm so jazzed up about this conversation. I can't I can't tell you how much excited I am. So I'm going to start. I want you guys to keep dropping those down in the comments and let me know what thoughts you have had about yourself, right? Thoughts that you've had about yourself, and we're going to bust through them in this session. We're going to take about a half an hour, and we're just going to bust through them all. You're going to be flying high, right? And it's like, nobody wants to learn from me. I'm not good enough. Great. I don't know enough. People will laugh at me. Oh my goodness, that's such a good one, right? People will think I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, these are really good, you guys. We're going to break through all of these. I can't wait. Okay, so keep those coming, because I want to, just like we're going to take a baseball bat and we're just going to bash them all up. Like, just throw the balls at me and we're just going to kick them out of the ballpark. Right? My information is outdated in the science world. Right? That's pretty specific. So really good. Like, they're powerful, you guys. And when you type them in there for me, or type them on your computer, put them in your phone, and you drop them down in the comments, I'm like, what does that feel like? Does it feel like that great big cruise ship anchor that's just holding you down? Like, oh my goodness, I'm just stuck here. Does it make you feel like that? That's how it makes me feel. Like, all of the thoughts that I used to have, and that it's not that they don't ever come to me anymore. Sometimes they do. I'll catch them sneaking in, and then I'll be like, go away. I don't want you anymore. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. I feel powerful. I feel incredible to know that I am in control of that. And it's changed my whole life. And that's what I want to do for you guys today. All right. So first things first, I want to say is the best teachers are still learning, and the best healers are still healing. This is a quote, and I don't even know who said it, but it's something that I wrote down at some convention thing I was at before, or some conference. And I've had it on my wall. I have like a wall of quotes, and this is one that I love it. It keeps me learning, because I want to be a teacher. So teachers you're always learning. And I'm also a healer. I'm in the whole wellness world. So I always want to be healing. So I'm healing myself, healing others. I'm constantly doing that. So the best teachers and the best healers, they're always learning. They're still growing. They're still healing. They're still doing the stuff. The bad ones are the ones that stop. So it's the ones that think to themselves, hey, when I get this thing, all right, when I get this thing, then I'm going to have it all. Then I'm going to be able to teach. Then I'm going to be able to heal. Then I'm going to be able to do this. There's no top of the mountain. If you want to be the best, if you want to be the best you can be, if you want to be the best ever in your field, and we're going to get into this, in your thing, there's no top of the mountain. So don't wait until you get to the top, because there's not a top if you want to be the best, right? So how good is that? Right? I know a little about a lot of things. I'm an imposter because I don't have mastery in the topics I may know about. So kind of like the jack of all trades, master of none. So many people used to call my dad the jack of all trades and master of none. I think he's amazing at certain things, but yeah, because he can do a lot of little things. It's awesome. That's a really good one. Right? So people think, in order to be the best that I can be, in order to help the people, in order to coach people, in order to be this instructor, in order to be this leader, in order to be the entrepreneur, in order to be this thing, this person, I have to know it all. And I have to be perfect. What BS is that? And I say that to myself because this is how I thought. I thought I couldn't help people. I couldn't do the thing. I couldn't be a coach. I couldn't support people. I couldn't inspire people. I couldn't help somebody reach their goals because I didn't know it all yet. And I wasn't perfect. Crap. It's total crap. Oh my goodness. This is total crap. That's been said to me, the jack of all trades, a master of none. Even others, that wanted to coach me. All right, so we're going to work on this. You guys, drop me some love down below. Are you excited to bust through this? Right? Have you ever told yourself it has to be perfect? Like, oh my goodness, I can't put this out there. It's not perfect. And this could go with all kinds of things. Maybe it's a blog post. Maybe it's a video and just say a word wrong. Or maybe you're doing a live video and you sneeze, right? And it's like, oh my goodness, I can't put that out there. Let's delete that. Or it's like a post and you misspell a word. And you're like, it wasn't perfect. Have you ever thought that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how many things. Nick, now I wish I would have kept him up. I totally wish I would have kept him up because it would show my learning growth. And that's what it's all about. I want to be a really good teacher. I want to be a really good coach. I'm always learning. Make mistakes. But every time that it was something minor, like seriously, I forgot a comma. Oh my goodness, the world is ending. I forgot a comma. Take the whole post down. It's crap. It's crap. People are going to laugh at me. They're going to think I'm stupid. They're going to think I don't know where commas are supposed to go. I can't take it. I took those things down. And the problem with that, now I know this, the problem with that, I missed an opportunity to help all of those potential people because of a stinking comma. What? Because of a comma. Like, seriously? Oh my goodness. Grammar stuff holds you back, especially with spelling and grammar. Always. Yes. I have deleted really, really good blog posts because of some sentence setup or a grammar thing or whatever. I spelled the word wrong. I have deleted videos because I deleted one video because I said shit in the video. I'm like, oh my God, someone's going to get mad at me. What? What? Oh my goodness. If that word offends you, then just don't listen to it. It came out. Oops. Right? So I have deleted things because I put really like popping pictures and deleted it because like, oh, my face looks funny. Oh, you can see my wrinkles. Oh my goodness. Like, who's ever going to want to look at that? I can't take it. I've deleted all of this stuff. And yeah, have you ever done that before? You guys are dropping some really good stuff. Can you tell that this is super powerful to make this shift? We live in a world where degrees and certifications, like they're everywhere. Degrees and certifications. And we're taught from very early on, like kindergarten, I can date mine all the way back to kindergarten, that if you don't have a degree or you don't have a certification, then you're not worthy yet. I love that word yet. It's powerful. If you've ever telling yourself, I don't know how to do this, always add the word yet. It'll change your whole life. It will stop you from being so doubtful, like, oh, I can learn that. So that's something I had to teach myself. But we're taught in this world that if you don't have a degree and you don't have certifications, then you're not worthy yet. And this was a big struggle for me because I wanted to get all of the degrees and all the certifications. And I was like the perfect student, teacher's pet, and getting all of the little awards that the teachers give away. Like, straight A awards, the perfect attendance awards. I got perfect attendance awards for every single year. Like, I missed one day of school in, like, from kindergarten through 12th grade. I missed one day of school. One day. Like, talk about trying to be perfect, because I was trying to get that perfect attendance. And I missed that one day. It was my senior year. It was senior skip day. I begged my dad to let me take one day off. And he's like, absolutely. Like, you've gone to school every single day for 13 years. Take one day off. Because I was going after that perfection, right? Oh, right. The degrees I have are stigmatized, even though I know how much I went to work into them. Now, here's the thing. I get it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 college degrees. 4. And don't get me wrong. I love them. I love what I went through with them. They taught me so much. and I was going after it with purpose. But on the other side of it is I kept going for another degree, another degree, another degree, not because I needed it, but because I felt like I had to have it so I could be worthy of doing the thing, so I could be worthy of that job, of that career path. That's part of the reason why I went after it. The other part is because we live in this society that teaches, get your degrees and get your certifications. And boy, let's not even talk about the certifications. Hold on. Let's talk about certifications. I have a 3-ring binder. You get this? I have a 3-ring binder of my certifications. Seriously, not necessary. Sure, it's helpful. Oh my goodness, it's helpful. I learned a ton, right? It's all a part of me. It's part of what brings me into be the best coach that I can be for you, to help guide you and show you. But my thing is, this stuff isn't necessary to be perfect. I shouldn't have needed this to get to here. It's not, right? I hit myself kind of hard. Oops. Right? So you guys get it. And I'm not saying, hey, don't go off and to get a degree or don't go off and get the certification. I'm not saying that. If it means the path for where you want to take your business, if it means the path for where you want to take your life, absolutely do stuff that makes sense. Kind of like puts the puzzle pieces together. But don't go after it just because you think you need to do that before you can do anything else. Right? I know people who have degrees that are falling off the walls, right? And I'm not saying my list of degrees or certifications to brag in any sort of way, but I know people that you walk into their office and they've got, all the degrees lined up on their walls. They're so proud of them, which they should be, right? They probably paid a lot of money to go to the schools to get them. But they're failing at life, just life in general, not even their business or their career. They're failing at life. Do you know anyone like that? Do you know anyone like that? Drop that down in the comments. I see these. I've avoided getting certifications in things that I studied for years. Yeah. You don't need those things. I'm going to show you why. So do you know anyone who has tons and tons of stuff, but they're failing at life, right? Maybe that's their relationships are failing, their business is failing. They're still in the same place that they were 20 years ago, and they don't have goals or visions or passion, right? I'm going to tell you from me, I would rather be coached by someone who has been in the trenches, right? They've been through the mud, they've gotten dirty, and they've gotten through it. They have a system, they have a strategy, and they can teach me that system or that strategy, and they can walk me through it and say, hey, this is where I was, this is what I did, boom, boom, boom. They can teach me that. I would rather hire a coach that has been there, done that, grown and expanded, than someone who has just a list of certifications, like their alphabet soup after the end of their name. And they're like, this is all the stuff I got. School teaches you school stuff. An online course teaches you school stuff. It's book smarts. It's great. I'm not saying that is bad. It's great knowledge. It's great. You want to learn about the brain, study neuroscience, dive really deep into there and get to understand it. Fantastic. But I would really still love to have a coach who has learned some of that stuff, but they've been through it. They've gotten dirty, and then they've picked up, they've scraped off all the little scratches in the dirt, and they created a system that is simple, easy to follow, and I can do it too. Right? That is what I would rather be hired. I'd pay money for that, totally pay money for that, for a coach for that. Right? They have a system. They teach me how to walk through it, right? Here's the thing. I almost did not start my business at all. I almost didn't, because I thought, who the hell am I? who the heck am I to help anybody else? And who would ever want to listen to me? I used to say that all the time. I mean, there's people like Oprah, or like Tony Robbins, there's Grant Cardone, there's all kinds of these business guru people, and they got great big followings. I mean, you go to a social media influencer and they show up one day and the next day they've got like 1 million followers, right? Who would ever want to learn from me? Right? I almost did not start my business. Right? Just imagine if I would have listened to that little voice inside my head that says, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that yet. You don't know enough. You're not smart enough. You got to have some more degrees on there. Imagine if I listened to that little voice, right? To telling me that I'm not qualified, that I still need to work on myself before I could help anybody else, that I need to be at the top of the mountain before I can help anybody else. That's a limiting belief. That's a huge limiting belief. If you have that, if you've thought of that at all, I want you to type it down in the comments, claim it, shout it out, and say, I have this limiting belief. Because here's the thing. First things first, we are going to shine a huge spotlight on the limiting belief. It's okay. I want you to call it out. I want you to call it out because we're going to make that limiting belief scared. And we're going to it's going to run into a corner. It's going to duck down and hide. It's be like, I'm not going to show up. I don't want to show up anymore because she keeps scaring me off. That's what we're going to make you do to your limiting belief. So first things first, you have to call it out and type it down in the comments and say, I have a limiting belief. If you want to say what it is, that's totally cool too. That's like bonus points for kicking the boot to it because we're going to get through. I'm going to squash that limiting belief today. We're going to do it today. If you want to, you're in. Comment down below. Tell me you're in. Say, let's get rid of it. Let's do this. Let's do it. So we have to call it out. And that's what I had to do. I had to say, hey, this is a limiting belief. I believe that I don't know enough to help somebody else. It's a limiting belief. So I shine that spotlight. I'm like, whoop, here's the bright light. Ooh, you can't hide. You can't hide. I know that you're here. Little voice in my head. I know that you're here. I can hear you. You talk to me all the time and you tell me I'm not good enough and you tell me that I don't know enough and you tell me that I don't have enough certifications yet. You tell me all this stuff and I hear you. I see you and you're wrong. It's a limiting belief. You're wrong. And when I started doing that little voice that would, so you can't hear me because the microphone's not that good, but when you put your fingers together like this, and it's like rub, and I put that in my ear, that's what that little voice sounds like. Or it's like a little mosquito, right? Telling you all this bad stuff. It's like, it's bad stuff. You're like, swat it away. When I started swatting it away, I would come up and I'd swat it away. Come up, swat it away. Then my life changes. You have such a bigger voice than this little nasty mosquito. You have such a bigger voice, and we're going to teach you how to shine that voice, like your true, authentic voice. I'm going to teach you today how to shine that through. All right. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to check for some comments here. We got Angela's, I believe that I don't know enough. I believe people will make fun of me. I believe I don't know enough about the products to help teach those in the community. Oh my goodness, you guys, these are so good. They're good because they're so bad, right? Like annoying flies. Oh my goodness. About where you guys are hanging out, but these flies are hanging out. Put a fly trap out last week and they're all in there. It's all full. I gotta go get some more fly traps. It's like crazy. They're showing up. Oh my goodness, it's all over the place. The flies, annoying, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're going to squash that fly, swat away those mosquitoes. We need to. So all of these things that you guys are pointing down, here's the thing. I want you to become acutely aware, like acute, like microscopically. Like you got little microscope eyes and you're like, oh, I see all the things. I want you to get microscopic eyes and ears, because I show up, you catch me on the coaching call. If you're in my coaching programs, maybe, you hear from me a few times a week. You live in your head 24 hours a day. You're speaking to yourself more than anybody else is speaking to you. So if you've hired me as a coach, you hired someone else as a coach, you're working on a program, fantastic, but that's still limited time. You're spending the rest of the time with yourself. So those tools for you is become acutely aware, the awareness of when you say something like that to yourself. So when you say, I believe I don't know enough, when you say that to yourself, like you think. So let's say I'm about to reach out to someone that I could help. Like I have a product or a service or a tip or a tool or a resource or something that I know could help someone. And I know that. So I could help them. And I'm just about to send them a message. And this thought comes up, oh, I don't know enough about the product yet. They're going to laugh at me. Right? Then I can't teach this to them. Like, oh, I don't have this certification yet. I can't talk about this thing yet. If any of those things pop in your head, this is where your awareness for the rest of your life is going to come up. And you're going to say, mindset shift. I want you to say it out loud, because what we're going to do is squish that, right? So I'm going to change your perspective here in a minute, but I can't stress how important the awareness is and tell it. So I like to say mindset shift. And I do it to myself. I'll catch myself in the car. Oh, mindset shift, right? I'll catch myself right before I'm about to make a phone call. Sometimes before I'm about to pop on a live. Like this live here today, it didn't come up at all because I am so passionate about this specific topic. But a couple of weeks ago, I was going to do Monday morning with coaching with Corey, right? And I thought, oh, someone's going to laugh at me because I'm going to do something stupid, right? Or like a few weeks ago, I had coughed. I had swallowed funny or got real excited and I got dry throat and I was coughing. So then the next week, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do that again. They're going to laugh at me and everyone's going to, oh my goodness, I can't take it. And I said, mindset shift. Get over it. Show up and help people. If I didn't show up, I'm not helping people. And so that's what we're going to get you through today. So here's what I want to share with you. Walk you through it. Where am I at? One thing. I want you to drop these down in the comments. Tell me one thing that you truly want to do. Right? For me, I wanted to be a coach. Right? It's simple. It's not complicated. It's not super crazy specific. Right? So just drop that one thing that you want to be. Right? Maybe for you, it's something different. Maybe you want to be a coach. Maybe you want to be a fitness coach, a lifestyle coach, a wellness coach, a business coach, a Pilates coach, right? Maybe the one thing that you want to do is, whatever, mindset coaching. You want to help guide someone. You want to be the best hairdresser. You want to own your own brick and mortar business. You want to be a fashion designer. What's your one thing? Drop those down in the comments. What's your one thing? If you were to give it a title, right? Not that we want to talk about degrees and certifications and titles, but if you were to give it a title, for me, simple, coach. I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to be a coach my whole life, right? I got a degree in physical therapy. That's still coaching, okay? And then I went in and I took it the next level and I got a business degree. And then I get a corporate business position, and I'm still coaching teams. I still wanted to coach people, right? That's what I wanted to do. For you, it might be something different. So let us know down in the comments, right? Something totally different. Like, what is it? Claim it. Let's see. What we're going to do. Indiana wants to be a special needs coach, right? So still, you want to be a coach, right? So you want to be a coach. You have some specific things. So that you want to be some people say, oh, I wanted, past tense, I wanted to be a motivational speaker, but right? Like, that's what I do with that. Like, ugh, don't do that. No buts. There's no buts. I want to be a motivational speaker. Like, we all change this whole mindset. If you go around saying, well, I wanted to do this, but I don't know enough. I wanted to do this, but I don't know how to. I wanted to do this, but I'm actually kind of scared to talk in front of people. I wanted to do this, but, right? That whole feeling just drags you down. Change it to present tense. What's the one thing that you want to do? I want to be a motivational speaker. All right. So I worked with this person and we totally shifted. And guess what? That's exactly what she's doing now. So awesome. Living out your dream. All right. Susan, I want to be a busy doctor of health and also teach other doctors my procedures to unearth hidden causes. That's awesome. Awesome. Just question the word busy, though. Like, what does the word busy mean to you? When some people say busy, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. And some people say busy. It's like there's busy work, and then there's focused, productive busyness. Or the fact that you, like, I got a long to-do list. I'm busy, but I'm going to get it all done. That's me. I'm busy, but I'm like, check, 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 check. Let's go. Let's go. Right? I don't know. I got all kinds of energy today. I've had no caffeine. Okay. So that one thing that you want to do. Me, I want to be a coach. And then I want you to think about what's the one skill that you have. Okay. So for me, the skill that I have is streamlining. I love that word. I love that word. So streamlining, which means I just cut out the junk and I keep it simple. So it's like companies would hire me for this. Is they'd have all of these things going on. I'm like, why are you doing the same thing like 57 different times in different ways? So let's do this and then this and this. And I make the system, right? I streamline the system, which means increase productivity, increase satisfaction, like job satisfaction, life satisfaction, because you're not having to do extra stuff, right? So that's my skill is streamline. Like I can look at the whole thing, the whole process and say, all right, this makes sense. This makes sense. This makes sense. This is doing double duty. We can put an automation tool in here, blah, blah, blah. And then poof, there we go. That's my skill. What is your skill? Maybe it's personal development. Maybe it's building relationships. Maybe it's being an awesome connector. You're great at connecting different people together. You're great at seeing, oh, this person need to meet because they can do awesome things together in the world. Maybe it's something totally different, right? So what's the one skill that you have? One skill, one, right? If you're a jack of all trades and master of none, you're not just picking 22. I want you to pick, what's the one skill that you have? If you're a jack of all trades, I'll bet you, you have one skill that you do in all of those things. So pick that one thing. What's the one skill that you have? Right? Working with clients that you get paid for. Yeah. Well, that's what we want. We want you paying clients. There's tons of people out there that are freebie seekers. I totally get it. At the very, very beginning of my business, probably like the first 45 to maybe 60 days. That's all I wanted, all the free stuff. And then I realized all of this free stuff, this is not a streamlined process because free is like this much. You gotta pay to learn, right? Pay a coach to get through the process, right? If there's something that you don't know and there's a coach that knows it, pay them, learn it faster and get moving because that's when you help people. Right? My best skill is teaching and coaching. So yeah, what kind of teaching? What kind of coaching? I mean, so get a little specific. Right? Is it that you're teaching one-on-one? Is it teaching groups? Like a little bit more specific on the skill, because then so there's two steps. There's what do you want to do? Give it kind of a title. So maybe your title, Angela, is you're a coach. Like maybe that's your title, and then taking it down is what's your skill to make that, right? What's your skill? Is it that you're personable? Is it that you're fun? Is it that you're vibrant? Is it that you're outgoing? Is it that you're relatable? There's a skill for the thing, right? So maybe your thing is teaching, coaching, and then what's the skill that's really good at that, okay? So take that down just a tad deeper so we can like kick the boot to it. Kick the boot to the mind, right? Susan sees things how are connected, the overview. That's an awesome skill, right? So you have this skill. I can see all the parts and you put the puzzle together. That's a really cool skill. Very similar to, so my skill is streamlining, like super fancy, right? So my skill is that streamlining, because that's what makes me a really good coach, because I can look at all the things and I could say, oh, let's do it this way. Like, here's the strategy, here's the pieces, here's the flow. And I want you to get in your kayak or your canoe or your stand-up paddleboard or your boat, whatever, and you get in there and we're going to go with the flow. Instead of having everything scattered everywhere and you go out to the water and there's like 77 pathways that you can take that all eventually may lead to the end result, but it might take you 77 years to get there. So what I do is I build the canals. That's the streamline process. Right? So there we go, Angela. Diving deeper, empowering people to do things that they don't think that they can do. So maybe that's your inspirational, right? Bringing that on. So yeah, you're on the right pathway with just diving in a little bit deeper. I don't have streamlining. That's why I need you. That makes me a different coach than other people. There's amazing business coaches out there. Love them. I have my own. I pay them. Right? But that's what sets me apart. So what would set you apart as a coach that's doing kind of the same thing, right? So I want you to pick that one skill. Okay, so that one skill. For me, it's that streamlining strategy. That one skill, and I want you to bring it to the front of your mind. I want you to think about it. And I want you to say, hey, this is my one skill. For me, streamlining, for you, whatever it is, you pick that and you bring it up to the front of your mind and you say, this is what I'm really good at. This one thing that I use in all of my life. I use this in my personal life. Seriously, with streamlining, I use it in my personal life. Like, I have a 2-story house. So, and I can tell if I'm not actually focused, because then I'm going up and down those damn stairs all day long. But when I'm focused and I got my brain on head, twisted on it right, then I was like, right, everything done upstairs before I got to go downstairs. That's a streamlined process. That saves me time and energy. So I'm not zip, 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 zip. I mean, if I wanted to do the stairs for exercise, totally could. But when I forget one little thing upstairs, like, I didn't streamline that, right? So that's my skill. So I want you to bring your one skill up to the front of your brain. Like, think it like here, like I'm holding it. This is my streamlining. I'm holding it. And then I want you to rate it. Your ability, your personal ability, not comparing you to anybody else in the 7 billion people in the world. You personally, your thing, on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 means I don't know anything about it at all. You wouldn't do that because this is your one skill, right? But 1, that's that. It's like down here. 10 is you're the best in the entire world. 7 billion people, you are the best in the whole world. You've reached it. Peak top performance. This is it. I want you to rate yourself on a 1 to 10 of that one skill that you have. What would you rate yourself? Drop those numbers down in the comments below. What would you rate yourself at your skill? So for me, I've been working on this streamlined process for like my whole life, but really focus on like the last 15, 20 years, right? I wanted to make things easier, simpler. I focused on increasing productivity. I did this for my whole career. Companies would hire me for this one skill. I got promoted lots of times because of that one skill. I've been studying it for years. I spent money on courses. I was learning back-end systems and software systems and like, how did this work together? And how could I have an idea, okay, how could I eliminate this thing? So then I would talk to people. I would talk to the techie people. I'd talk to the operations people. Like, we don't need this, but I don't know how to get over it. And I would do everything. I spent time, extra time, off of work time, not being paid time, trying to figure it out. So because of all that, because I'm dedicated to it, I'd rate myself like a 6.5. I'm not at a 10 because I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm one of those, I want to be a best teacher. So I'm learning and growing every day. So I'm not a 10. That's not a bad thing. So I put myself like a 6.5-ish, right? So I hang out down there. Still pretty good, right? What are you going to rate yourself? Tell me down in the comments. So Susan's rating herself at a 3. Susan, I want you to think about that. If this is your one skill, your big skill, and you're going to rate yourself at a 3, I know that is, you're lying to yourself, girl. You're lying to yourself. You are so much better than a 3. Trust me. Think about it. How many years have you dedicated to learning that thing? How many years have you dedicated to studying, to growing? Not only the time that you've put into it, the years, but the money, the investment, your life investment to learn that skill. Girl, you are lying to yourself with a 3. You are higher than that. Angela, 8. Yes, love it. Angela's 8. Love it, right? So super awesome. It's like, this is your skill. Susan, I want you to get a bigger number than that. You're doubting yourself too much. We can do this. This is your one skill. Your one skill. Not comparing yourself to anybody else. So for me to get a 6 to 7, that's not a bad thing, as I know I have a lot to learn. And now I'm pulling in different pieces. I'm in a big learning stage right now, things I'm doing. And Diana is a 5. That's awesome. That's awesome, right? So growing and learning with this. This is where we're going with it. So you have your number 1 to 10, that one skill. Now, here's the thing. There's you, and there's like 7 billion people in the world, right? 7 billion something. I don't know. Google the number of people in the world today. Out of all of those people, most people, I mean most, like the majority of people, most people on that skill, that same skill. So for me, streamlining, most people are rated 0 to 1 in that skill. Most people in the world. Most. Some, maybe a 2. Like maybe a 2. Maybe a 2. Most people are a 0 to 1. Because not everybody cares. Not everybody wants to spend the time and dedicate the money and the investment of hours and hours and months and years of trying to figure these things out and looking at it the way that my brain looks at it. Nobody cares. So they're a 0 to 1. So most people have never tried to do what I've been learning for 20 years. Most people haven't picked up a book on this. They haven't even taken a course. They don't even think about it. They never thought that it was possible. Never thought about it. Meanwhile, me is like, how? Like, I know it's possible. I just got to figure out how, right? So that's me. Most people don't even think about the possibility. They're like, well, this is how I've always done it. This is how I've always done things. They've never taken a course. They don't invest the time. They don't invest the money. So that means, that right there means that there are billions of people with a B, billions of people in the world that I can impact with that one skill. This mindset shift is what shifted me. Total shift trajectory, big fancy word again, trajectory, direction of my business was this concept. Oh my God. Oh my God. For me to realize that the one skill that I have and the one thing I want to do, I want to be a coach. I'm good at streamlining. I'm good at a lot of other things too. I've been told I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. Lots of times, probably because I'm like the apple that fell too close to my dad's tree. I get it, but I wanted to be a coach. I'm good at streamlining. You keep things simple, then you can focus. This concept, when I realized I'm going to rate myself around a 6 of my streamlining process for coaching, my streamlining for coaching, my streamlining for my life, that one skill, that means that there's billions of people in the world that I can help. So before I started my business, this is what I asked myself. What do I want to do? I want to be a coach. What's my one skill? Like, out of all the things I'm really good at, what's my one skill? If I could just narrow it down, I'm like taking the chisel. I don't know. You see those guys that they take the chainsaw to the big tree stump, and then it's a tree stump with a chainsaw, and then all of a sudden it's this like beautiful statue of a eagle flying over a mountain or something crazy. That's a skill, right? That's absolutely a skill. Not one I'm afraid to touch a chainsaw, but I take it down and I get it down to that thing that's going to make it beautiful, to make my coaching awesome. That one skill, I'm going to rate it a 6. And if I kept telling myself, which I was telling myself I had to be a 10, I have to be perfect, I have to understand this, I have to take more coaching courses, I have to pay more coaches, I have to get more certifications, I have to do all these things before I could help anybody, I wouldn't have helped anybody. I wouldn't have helped anybody. I started my business 6 years ago. That would have been 6 years that I have not been able to help somebody if I didn't make this shift. And that's what I did 6 years ago. Simple concept. What do I want to do? What's my one skill? Rate myself on a scale of 0 to 10 and understand that most people in the world, most people, not everybody, most people in the world are at a 0 to 1 with my skill. So I need my skill so I can teach it to them so they can grow. Like, make my heart beat so much faster. That's how you change the world. And that's what I'm talking about. It's a mindset shift. It's totally a mindset shift. But the one perspective, and that's one of the things that I love showing in my coaching, is it's two things. One is I put perspective on it, right? Because you live in your own head all day long. I get it. I'm there too in my own head. And then perspective. And with that perspective is I give you hope, right? So you're going to get that hope to get to the next level. And understand that, Idiana, if you're at a 5 with your skill, right, you want to be a coach. Right? And Idiana, I don't know if I missed what your skill is, or what you said your skill was. But you rate yourself with that skill at a 5. Most people are at a 0 to a 1, which means you're ahead of them. They need you. They need you. Like, oh my goodness, they so much need you to go in, hold their hand, help them, hold their hand like virtually, help them, guide them, show them the way, and be their coach. Most people are there. Most people are at the bottom end. Sure, I get it. Yes. For all the doubters that are watching this, yes. There are people who are a 10. Sure, they feel like they're a 10. Absolutely. You know what they're really good at? They're really good at helping the people who are 5, 6, and 7, and 8. So as you're growing, so when I started my business 6 years ago, I rated myself at a 6. Now that I've been in business for 6 years, focused on coaching and focused on this growth, I rate myself with me where I'm at an 8. So I've grown. So that also means that I'm helping more people. Okay? This is where, now if I had never made this one shift, like I could date it back. Probably not the specific date of the week, you get that. But I could date it back to actually about the quarter that I made this shift in my brain to say, yes, I can help people with this thing, even though I'm still learning, even though I'm still growing, even though I'm still climbing that mountain. Yes, be the best teacher, the best healer, the best everything, because you're constantly learning and growing. Learn at least one new thing a day. Right? So I'm still doing that. I'm still growing. I'm still expanding. Right? So we got that. But understand, you can help people along the way and move them with you. Like, how powerful is that? I think that just gets me all like, give me some goosebumps. I got all excited. Yes, this is your one skill that you're good at. And if you're rating yourself a 5 or above, that means that you're so much further along than most people. And that means you can help so many people. So drop some comments down below and let me know, did you like this? Was this helpful? Right? Does this help to shift the brain a little bit, like your thought processes? Let me know that down in the comments. Susan says I can ask the right questions. I'm not coming up with how this distills into a skill. Well, one is as far as the skill goes, it's what is the concept that you're doing, Susan? Is it the asking the questions? Right? Are you really good at asking formulated questions? Or go back to the thing that you said earlier, is it that you're clear on the bigger picture? Like you can see all the pieces, right? That big picture process, that is a skill. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people are like, what do you call those things that horses wear on their sides, right? You know, they're just like, this is all I see. Narrow focused. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But they're narrow focused on this is all that they know. You being able to see the big picture thing, that's helpful. Sure it is. But a futuristic thing, that's helpful, right? Being able to drill down into little things, those are skills too. And I'm not saying that we all only have one skill in life. Absolutely not. We have multiple skills as we should. But if you go across your life, right, your personal life, your business life, your career, your all of those things, you're innately you. So you have your strengths. So go back to like your strengths, like, oh, this is the one thing that I'm really, really good at. And this is awesome. And make that grow into that. And most aren't there. It means you can guide people and help people along with that. That's awesome. So love it. So drop some comments down below and tell me, did you find this helpful? Right? Do you know somebody who stuff like this would help? Right? If you know someone that things like this would help them grow and they want to grow a business, or they're growing a business, or they're feeling like they're stuck, then I want you to invite them to this group. Right? I'm planning on, so I've set out the calendar for June and moving on into July. So I want to do more trainings like this, all right? Because I feel like it's so needed, especially with what's going on in the economy and the world. I get it. There are tough things, but we can't focus on those. We can't. That's the bottom line, is we cannot focus on that because it's negative, bad energy. And that negative, bad energy becomes those cruise ship anchors that just lock and hold us down. So we need stuff to uplift and inspire and move us forward in business and in life. So if you know someone who needs that and will so benefit from that, invite them to the group and get them in here, and let's get them in. Let's get them connected. Let's get them learning, and let's go. Let's rock and roll. All right, you guys. So Idion, I'm so glad you found it helpful. Loved it. Susan, thank you so much. All right, you guys, that's what I got for you today. Go out, have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Bye.